my gosh, Terry. Oh my gosh, you guys. Not to change the subject, but there was a couple that went to Solid Rock. I didn't catch the whole, I mean, did they meet with somebody at Solid Rock, or they went to church and then the next day it was an S.A. Slurter combination? Why? And do they have any deep connection with the church? It's a very interesting story, huh? I would like to know if they have any deep connections to that church. Yes, Halloween Mama. They had a council meeting there. They were on the council? Hold the phone. They were on the council? They were found in different counties. A different county. Oh my goodness. Ugh, oh my goodness. Holy cow. They are on the council though. Do we know that for sure? We are interrupting the Elijah Vukacious to talk about this for a moment. I still want to go through this complaint. It's so important for me to get a little Elijah Vu's story out there. But now we've got panel guests. We may have taken a completely different direction in the show. That's fine. It's fine. It was on the news. Holy cacamole. Hi. Uh-oh. Did you mean to come up here?
Yeah, I didn't mean to come up here. Nope.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being in here. Somebody's going to come on my panel today. I can feel it. But the call was for them to drive by and check and see if their truck was in the parking lot. Yes, but why mention it? Hold on a minute.
Okay. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey.
Can't get rid of me. I'm like
What's
Herbie,
up?
the gift that keeps on giving. What? No, I'm not. I really am not, y'all. Just making a joke. Yeah, because like Miss Ann, she's the one that posted the video, y'all. And the guy, I guess, whoever it is, I can't remember his name, but he called and the Myrtle Beach Police Department and requested them to drive by Solid Rock Church and look for an 87 Ford.
Let's go listen to Ann's video.
Yes.
Let's see here.
And I want to say, that's might be a YT creator. So we could probably find the video.
Welcome to Voices for Justice with.
Oh, hey,
Where is it?
actually they filed police reports in Iredell County and Pender. And I think they were found in Iredell. And my dad grew up there. My dad's family's from there. It is so freaky.
I don't see the video on her page now.
What? Oh my gosh, I hope somebody did not report it.
The last one was 41 minutes ago, which is not about that. And then one 3 hours.
To Voices for Justice with Dan.
And then Danielle. And then one from yesterday.
Hang on, let me see. Stop it. Okay, let's see. That's so weird. I hope somebody did not report it.
Well, the important parts, I mean, not the important parts, but the private parts were redacted. I thought it was done very, they didn't,
Oh my gosh, yes, that tone though, it drove my ears like crazy. Whew.
Voices for Justice. Hold
Someone's
on.
saying Agatha May.
You look at her YouTube. Okay, hold on.
Look at Anne's YouTube, okay. Voices for Justice. Hey, did you know also too, Ginger, I found out that Ginger, whatever her last name is, the Regina Ward client, she's been missing. She went missing. She's gone.
The one that was all the fuss before the Micah case.
Yes. Well, the one that was Regina Ward's client.
Yeah. Interesting. No, it's not on the YT either.
What in the world?
Let me text her. Hold on. We'll just go
I know.
down.
I was getting ready to text her. So like, Anne, can you please come up on Steph's Live? Because when I saw that, I was like,
Hold on, I'm texting.
me too.
She's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, I mean, at least this way she has two bossy Southern women just like, hitting her at the same time. She has no other choice but to give in. Break her will. No, I'm just kidding. She's too sweet.
Natasha found it on the YT. Voices for Justice.
With Danielle's.
Wait, is that Voices for Justice up here that just got on the panel?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey.
Hi. So I do have the 911 call.
Okay.
Do you want me to play that?
Yes, please.
Man, that's great. We just get first-rate service, don't we?
Yeah. Kapow.
Thank God for that. Thank God for Miss Ann, because, and that was on at the end of May. Okay. Remember that. That's so weird, dude. Why on earth would that? Why is it so? That's so weird.
I want to know if they were on the council. Super weird.
You know what? I'll call Michael Honeycutt and see if
Steph,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to put... Wait. Sorry. I just tried to start playing it. Did you guys hear me when I was saying that?
I don't think so.
All right.
everybody wish him a happy belated birthday. He turned 50.
All right. So I'll
Happy
play it
birthday.
on my laptop and I'll turn the volume down on my cell phone while I do it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Let me, if I can find it on the YouTube.
Okay,
Since-
okay.
Oh,
Hands
yeah.
up, hands up. Hang on. Oh crap, I'm not involved in your thing. I was like literally about to take over this job. Girl.
All right.
I'll make you a mod.
I'm playing it now. I'm turning down my volume.
Hi guys.
Hey, good morning.
Did you want a copy of that of that 911 call?
Yes, please.
I'm
Voices
playing
of-
it now.
Voices- Oh, okay. Here we go.
Myrtle Beach Police and Fire, this is Bree. Okay.
We're working a missing person case here. We got two people entered in NCIC and the vehicle. We're concerned that the female may be the victim of foul play from what we found at the scene. Obviously, I'm home now. I'm not in the office, but we got a tip. Just a minute ago, I got a phone call from a lady who said she saw the missing white male down at about 10, well, I guess maybe 20 minutes ago now. Yeah, and I looked it up. And the lady gave me her name, number. She said another person saw him. She saw the vehicle that we have entered in NCIC. She said it was definitely him. He was talking. She wasn't exactly sure where it was, but the ministry is at 803 Howard Avenue, Myrtle Beach. And we did an interview today, and there's a connection with our male subject who's missing to in Myrtle Beach. So this may be good information. I was wondering, could we have someone, could you have an officer, if that's inside the city limits, check the church and look for that white vehicle?
Yeah, okay. So the vehicle, what type of vehicle is it?
Okay, it's going to be a 1997 white Ford F-250 with NC tag, Y as in Young, V as in Victor, 1974.
Okay.
The subject, that vehicle's an NCIC.
Okay.
The subject that she saw. White male.
This is the worst part.
White male.
Do you have a date of birth for him?
I don't have it on because I'm at the house. I'm not in the office.
No, that's fine. Okay.
And he's, he's known, he has a concealed carry permit. His son told me that he all the time carries a SIG. So they need to use caution if they run up on him, because we think that the female may have met with foul play.
Okay. As well, or?
Yes, ma'am. And his estranged wife. White female. NCIC.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what did you say agency you worked with?
Davie, D-A-V-I-E, County Sheriff's Office. That's in Mocksville. M-O-C-K-S-V-I-L-L-E, North Carolina.
Okay, and what was your name?
Steph, I now know what I would,
Okay.
I would like redacted if I was censored.
All right, I will send officers out there, and I will have them give you a call back with findings. Okay?
Yeah, she said she was positive that she saw him, and somebody else was with her. She gave me her name and number. If we had any questions, you call her back.
Okay. Sounds good. Yep, I just was able to pull up the NCIC stuff with it also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I'll be waiting for a call.
Yep, sounds good. I will have an officer give you a call back with findings. It'll come from a blocked or private number, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. You're muted. You're muted, Steph.
When is the date of that call?
May 30th.
Yeah, May 30th.
Interesting.
Oh, is that Danielle? There she is.
Yeah.
Hi, hon. I'm glad you're here. Okay.
Yeah, I
Danielle
played the
Tucker.
911 call and I did it successfully this time. So
Amazing, Danielle. You're a gem.
She had such a hard time yesterday, poor thing.
It's okay. We were all having a hard time
Right.
with the technology. Even I was. It's the full name.
I've never in my life heard a 911 call redacted so much.
Yeah, that was Myrtle Beach Police Department that did that. And it seems like now that Foya's are
Hi, Mary.
being lost, by these two agencies, Moxville and, well, actually the counties. The counties were Davie and Iredell.
Iverdale. That's where my
Iredell.
dad's from.
And okay, and either way, it seems like all information. So whether it be on document or 911 calls, whatever, are being blocked. And even though the investigations, according to those agencies, are over, they're closed. So the only other option that would be is that the feds are getting in the way.
Yeah, but there should be a motion to seal. There always should be a motion to seal.
The feds, a motion to seal has nothing to do with the feds. If they're investigating, there is no way of getting that. That compromises their investigation.
Of course, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so that's okay if that's what they're doing. So be it. Then that explains why it's taking so long for certain people to end up in handcuffs.
Well, that's okay. You know, nature will out.
Right.
Guru's in the house. Courtney had updated us earlier that Guru had filed an appeal, that an intent to appeal that restraining order that was granted against JP. So can someone, I know that was redacted, that we know the couple's name, right?
Gobble. Yeah, Cynthia and Gregory Gobble.
And she had diabetes, correct, Danielle?
Yeah, that's why they put out the Ashanti alert. The alleged abduction occurred on May 29th, which was the Wednesday, and it was because of evidence at the scene that they suspected that she did not leave willingly.
Right.
And this was in North Carolina, I'm assuming?
Yeah, Moxville. I think
Oh, weird.
Country Lane.
It's so weird.
Now, they had attended a council meeting, the day prior at the church? Or what kind of meeting did they go to at the church?
Well, that's what we don't know. They were just spotted, or at least the missing male subject was spotted at Solid Rock.
I got you. Okay.
And his truck, and with the tag number and everything, was given.
Hey, Tara. And for those of you just coming in, we have 21,000 likes and 175 souls in the room. If you guys wouldn't care to tap, let's see. We had a $30,000 like goal. I wish we had a $30,000 goal. It'd be a good day indeed.
Right on.
But the recap is there's a couple, Cynthia and Gregory Gobble. There is some link to Gregory going to Solid Rock Church or to a meeting at Solid Rock Church. And then on May the 30th, 2024, they were ultimately found in a slurter SA situation where one slurtered the other and then SA'd themselves. Or I don't even know how to say it. Not SA'd themselves. Oh, for the love.
They self-exited themselves.
They departed themselves from the earth.
They were self-exiting.
Yeah, allegedly one person terminated another and then themselves.
Right.
I would be very interested to see that autopsy report.
Yeah. I am
$10.
too.
I bet you $10. I mean, let's name 3 things that hang themselves: Christmas ornaments, drywall, and Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, happy birthday, Miss Switch.
Right.
Happy birthday to you. Good morning, Wild About Dreams. So that's the recap there. This is so interesting. What connection does Gregory Gobble have? And I have not heard his name until now. Has anybody else?
Yeah, ma'am. That's the first time.
Good morning, Alabama Dog.
Well, this was I think this was found in a big Foya dump from Myrtle Beach. And a lot of people just kind of got different types. If I got one and Daniel get another and somebody else got another. there would be all these different incident reports or whatnot. Not everybody got the same thing, which is weird.
That's weird.
And Myrtle Beach, I couldn't get anything out of Myrtle Beach, so it was a miracle that Danielle got anything out of Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and what I thought was weird is that one would assume that for any 911 call there would also be a corresponding incident report, police report, something in writing. But that's not the case. There's 911 calls with certain dates, nothing else to go with it. So we got 911 calls, incident reports, even dash cam footage with nothing else corresponding date.
If it's ongoing, they're not going to release it.
Oh, right, but that's why it's strange that everything associated with
Yeah.
Micah is closed, with the Gobbles is closed out of Iredell County and out of Davie County. Everything is closed.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
They're also supposed to, by law, give an explanation on why they're not releasing records.
yes.
But what Danielle is saying is they're releasing partial records.
They can't release partial records. What?
So, well, that's what she just said. She said that she'd get a 911 call without its documentation. So if you're going to withhold records, withhold all of it. But by law, you're supposed to give an explanation on why. That's the legal recourse. And who made that decision. It's an actual law. So it can be appealed, but I'm under the impression by a few people that the reason why the Davie County and the Iredell County were giving nothing out is because the feds have put a block on it. Not just allegations now. It's no.
Now, would they tell us? Would they give us the reason? That reason specifically to Anne?
If we appeal it and go to them and say we want the reason, but they are supposed to legally give it. It's obvious that police departments, law enforcement doesn't follow the law.
No, but you are aware that the DOJ is having a big audit in North Carolina and South Carolina.
Okay.
That has to be turned over. All these audits have to be turned over by October 23rd. So probably, I can't remember. I got to find the article, but it stopped me in my tracks because it was kind of like, there's a lot of stuff that's probably, they're going to be in trouble.
Mary says there's an ongoing investigation into Horry County about them not fulfilling requests because I don't think they've ever filled anything I've ever asked for.
Oh, I got the supervisor's name for Horry County, Foya. I got their name.
Boss Lady says, is an audit standard periodically?
Of course it is, always.
Mary says, on many levels, it's coming. Mary seems to know something here. The feds take their time, by the way. They don't go on everybody, everybody's like, well, nothing's happening. There's probably a lot of stuff happening. We don't know for sure. Yeah. I just want to put that out there that everything's allegedly, supposedly. We don't know if the feds are involved. We are just speculating based on
the response of the police department.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing a pattern lately. It does seem like the feds have been investigating a lot of law enforcement and authorities in different states for covering things up and kind of turning a blind eye to certain things.
Wow. The FBI's doing that?
Well, I mean, I'm noticing like the pattern. I've been hearing about it in North, South Carolina. I live in Massachusetts. There's a lot of Massachusetts.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in New York, right? Recently, and New Jersey too.
Yep.
And California, and Boduk town, and Tennessee. Sorry, like a really tiny town in Tennessee.
Pretty much say the entire United States.
Well, I mean, the important parts, right? It's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I think they did something too in Florida recently.
Well, I don't know, but Broward County could use an overhaul.
Oh, there's a lot of there's a lot of places in Florida using alcohol.
Everybody's pointing out that we reached 30,000 likes. Thank you guys so very much. Hitting that tapping helps to get friends in here to talk about this. Just when you think nothing else could possibly happen, there's another weird AF connection, as my kids would say, AF. I try to use it to look cool.
I should use that to not say it out loud.
To what? Yeah.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah, I know what it means.
Stephanie, I am like very new to the world of like TikTok and live. There is a tiny blue insignia in the top like left corner of my square on your screen, and it says number 6 next to it. Does anybody know what that means?
Oh, those are your coins that people have gifted you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Don't get excited. Don't get
know what
excited
that
because
means.
they're literally, I still don't know either, but I'm literally like, I got 2 coins, I think.
Yeah.
They really took like a lot of fun.
They're showing you love, Danielle.
Oh, I got another one. Oh, thank you guys.
Yes, everybody follow Danielle as well. We're following you. I'm following you now.
Great, thanks.
You know,
Yeah. Danielle is worth following. She was the one who actually exposed the possibilities of VoIP and making a 911 call from another location.
Yeah.
A voice modification. And also was the one who found all the VoIP numbers, if I'm not mistaken, Danielle, of Reggie Miller.
Yeah, and then I also did the AI generated voice, and I did the video about the spoofing of the caller ID and location, and it's very similar to those swatting incidents you see on the news.
yes.
Yes, very good material, very good research.
Danielle, you missed out. You missed out being a part of the FBI team.
I know, right? We have to call them and let them know.
I mean, there's a lot of people I have on a list, a lot of women actually, who would be great as FBI agents.
I hope I'm on that list.
Of course you are.
Yeah, Danielle is very good. I actually looked to see what Danielle has put up because it definitely gives you a breadcrumb. If I don't have the time to look into what she's put up, I'll just post what she's looked into. It's very, very interesting.
Danielle, we really appreciate you doing this. Because after last night, after listening to Blue Eyes and Stop the Silence, they really got hounded by a lot of these people, like here, local. It triggered Blue Eyes, her PTSD.
Right.
And she's intelligent enough to she was baiting people, like putting up bait posts.
If you don't mind me asking, what they do to her?
They would basically just kind of take lives down, I guess, mass report. You really need to talk to both of them, and because their story is just is unbelievable, like utterly unbelievable.
I can't stand when vulnerable people, whether they be children or the sick, disabled, or elderly, are taken advantage of. Victims, there's like another side of me that has to repent regularly that I can't deal with them being victimized again, especially because of or targeted because of their vulnerability. I really can't stomach that.
Yeah, and both of them are, both of them are, they didn't grow up in a very good situation, but they're both very strong women. Blue Eyes is actually, she's a vet. She was in the Marines. She's retired out of that now. She's going to school to get her psychology degree.
Oh, awesome.
Very good.
Yes. So you definitely need to, Steph freaked up on the live last night. We looked at the profit loss statement because me and Kristen have been basically is driving us crazy for the $7,600 for that internet bill. Come on.
Make it make sense.
That's okay, right? The accounting, the finance, that's just fine.
Well, let's just put it this way. I have ran multiple locations, and I don't even think I could have made that bill with multiple locations
Yeah.
for the year. There's no tower, there's no broadcasting tower at all sitting on that property either.
Thank you, Crazy. I want to bring up this here. SC Wonder Woman says both Cynthia and Gregory were members at L. James Baptist Church in Moxville.
That's right.
I James.
James.
Dapper.
Gotcha.
James, okay. Wonder if that has a link, because the Duttons come from Forest City.
Well, they're still looking into that. I'm telling you, these girls don't stop. I go to bed, like normal hour, 9 p.m. ish.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wake up in the middle of the night and I find them still working on it. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're still going at it.
Yes, sometimes that does happen. That was last night.
No, Andy, I'm talking about the girls I work with. They just go on and on and on. God bless them. I'm so absolutely blessed. I smile when I wake up in the middle of the night and see them still going.
Yeah, I barely
Like
slept over the
talking
last week.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing, just amazing.
Trust me, I can't. I wish it was a skill set. It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, and that, like, I was also like working full time and going to school full time and interning 24 hours a week trying to get this all done.
Oh, okay. So you basically haven't slept probably for the last 6 months.
Yeah, and I actually took a sick day from work today because I slept until 9 this morning.
Well, that was my fault because here I was 10:30 at night pushing her to put out that video. I said, please put it out before midnight. Please put it out before midnight.
I think I put it out at 11:58 p.m.
Yes. I woke up at 2:30. I saw it and I said, okay, I'm going to push this video. And we got help from Kristen as well. She also a friend of ours, and she pushed it. So I just wanted to get it out there.
You mean Kristen, our Google girl?
Google? Is she a Google? I don't know. If
Legal stuff.
Where they're talking about the 911 call, Carolina.
Yeah, right. So I wanted to make sure Danielle, her stuff got out there right away. She did. She did really good. 11:58, as she said, it was out there.
Lord, I love that. I love that feeling when you're up against. I love that feeling.
A deadline, yeah.
Yes, I thrive on it. I love it.
I don't. I panic.
She made the cut. That's right, Kristen. She made the cut.
I'm a panicky person, but I mean, I'm the kind of person that has to always be on time. I have to, make sure I reach whatever deadline. I worry about, stuff like that.
I get nervous.
Well, deadlines are a big thing for me. Now, time, I have time blindness. I mean, my clients will know, yeah, she's typically 15 minutes late. Sometimes I'll even tell people I'm coming, and then I'm basically lying, okay?
I just want to share, if you don't mind. I'm sorry, Andy. Let me just.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
The redaction is from Myrtle Beach Police Department. I don't know why it's so heavily redacted. It makes no sense why, because they allowed the description of the truck, they allowed the address. So why redact? It makes, you want to redact names, that makes sense. But why redact anything else? So to me, it's a cover up. And I'll say it out loud. If nobody agrees, that's okay. But I believe Myrtle Beach saw this and for his sake, covered it up. That's all.
It's crazy to think about how much power one person has in one town.
Yeah, license plate was heard. Exactly, Renee. And so why give that information out and yet redact sentences? It makes no sense. I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I mean, it's all tied to money.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a whole community that you probably don't even realize exists right under your nose.
Right?
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. You know, I live here. I've lived here since I was 10. I'm 41. Okay, and you know, I feel so disheartened every day that I wake up because it's not fair. It's all rigged, all rigged.
Yeah.
So
We did reach 40,000 likes. Thank you, Courtney, for letting me know. 40,000 likes. You guys are awesome. Let's see if we can get to 50.
wonderful. Well, let me
We have
have
162 souls in the room. And we did reach the Ghostesses Go. Thank you. And I'll just put up another Ghostesses Go in case you guys want to throw a ghost for Halloween. They have one thing on here that we will never see because it's so much, but it's called Booze Town. I don't even know. It's like so many coins. It must be some kind of spectacular boo thing, but that is a lot. I don't even know who owns that many coins. It's ridiculous, a ridiculous thing for them to put on the board. That must be for the battles and stuff like that. Market Comment Mom says, in my opinion, follow the money, and nonprofit is a way to launder all of his buddies' money.
Right on. They're right on.
it seems to me they were laundering it through all the like all businesses, even through the through government too, and found another foundation last night. That's what me and Stop the Silence were talking about. That is here, and it's supposed to be for DV victims, and they have been operational since 2007. And she helped raise money for them, and the math ain't mathing. So there's no resources. I mean, they don't help. I mean, didn't even know that was a thing. You know, they haven't even made a statement. They've not even advertised their stuff, and they're supposed to offer services. You know.
Now, Danielle, did you tell these ladies about the two guns at the scene and the casings? Did you ever get a chance to talk about that?
No, I haven't talked about that, but yeah, there were two guns at the scene. There was a Sig Sauer and a Smith & Wesson, and the Sig Sauer had 6 remaining bullets. It appears that that's the one that the 2 spent casings were from, but each casing was listed separately on the itemized list. One was, I think it was called 9mm M&P or W&P, and the other one was a 9mm Sig Sauer bullet.
Okay. Was either one of those hollow tip points? Hollow points.
They didn't specify anything like that.
That's interesting. I would be interested to know that.
But there is a video on my YouTube, and I show the documents from both Davie County and Iredell County. And the one from Iredell County was the recovery of the bodies, and that had the itemized list of all the things found at the scene. There was a lot of strange things found at the scene. There was a bottle of pills with I believe it said 3 remaining pills. It was an antidepressant medication. Then there was a pillowcase with clear tape.
This was at the scene?
Yeah. This was at the murder scene. This is on the itemized list. There was also a recorder discovered, and and so when I talked to Gregory's son, I asked him, and I was thinking to myself, I mean, your average person doesn't exactly walk around with a recording device. And I asked him, did your father typically carry a recording device? And he told me that he did. He always carried a recording device. But his son used that item back. But I'm interested to know what was on it. But according to his son, he used it. I guess he was the power of attorney for a lot of people in the community. He helped them with a lot of that stuff. So he would use the recorder to kind of keep himself updated on what was happening with that stuff. But he also recorded their stories, like the history of the community, their life stories. He found interesting. Yeah. He was a dog trainer, and he actually trained the first canine for the Moxville police.
Wow.
Drug sniffing dog, yeah.
Wow.
Well, my dad's from Foya, so let me see what let me see Iredell in particular.
Very, very suspicious scene.
Yeah, I mean, pillowcase with tape,
Very staged. Seems very staged.
2 guns,
2 guns. There was a knife.
a knife. What?
And then they even like specified, like shirt, pants, left shoe, right shoe, but only one of each. So,
But why the pillowcase with the clear tape?
and that's that. And then having read that and hearing all those redactions on the 911 call, I was wondering if maybe some of what they were redacting, and this is just my speculation, had to do with perhaps them also witnessing Cynthia at that location, maybe even with the pillowcase over her head.
Well, yeah, because that would make sense. I mean, you could probably, to tape it around, the neck or something, I guess.
Do we know if there had been any prior goings on with this couple as far as involving police or DV violence or anything?
So there was allegedly cyber stalking, harassment, a GPS device found on her car. She had it tested for fingerprints. They would not release those results to me. According to some of the news reports I had listened to, Gregory had some stuff in the past. I believe that there was like 1 assault, perhaps, and something to do with driving. But I can't remember specifically.
But what's the connection? What's the connection to Solid Rock?
And when I asked Gregory's son, he told me that the only thing he could think of was that his dad often traveled and visited different churches to share the miracle that God had given him, because he had cancer and then was cured of it. So he would go around to different churches to talk about the miracle God provided him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but his son does not believe what they're saying happened. He said that they still cooked together, they still danced, they left each other notes, they had dinner together just about every night, they saw each other every day. And Cynthia had gone over there that night on Wednesday to have dinner with Gregory. And then at 10 p.m., the family had been calling for a well-being check.
So they didn't live together?
No, they had just about a week, 1 to 2 weeks before that, Cynthia had separated from him, and she had filed, I think it was called room and board. But I wasn't able to get any of those court records because Davie County is not available online yet. It's not going to be available online until October 2025. So you have to go in person.
What? Gosh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's like a slow rollout of all the counties in North Carolina, and Davie County just so happens to be the last one in the rollout.
Yeah, that's insane.
Is it me? I mean, Speedy Grandma has pointed this out too, but I mean, we're seeing some similarities here. GPS on the car.
Yes, it does.
But that's the thing. Is it a similarity between Gregory and JP, or is it JP? That's what I was wondering.
I don't know. I mean, I find it really weird that they just drove down here and to specifically go to there, and the next thing you know, they're in Iredell.
And that's what's so strange is like when you look at the series of events, 29th, there's the abduction. We have 2 people missing. Originally, they were worried that both of them were missing against their will. The next day, May 30th, the Thursday, we get that phone call. They're at Solid Rock Church. And the following day, Friday the 31st, 11 a.m., they find the bodies.
I mean, you know, the drive just to Iredell County, I mean, that's like 4.5 hours.
Right.
You know, give or take. Even if you take the back roads, because it's even slower, you know.
Is it okay if I also make a video about this 911 call and get it out there? Because there's gotta be someone that can pinpoint a connection.
This is really bothering me. That's insane.
Yeah, and honestly, I wanted this out there because Cynthia's estate is suing Gregory's estate right now.
Why?
Because it is believed that, you know, Gregory took her life and then his own. But the problem is that, and I think this is weird, and I mean, I don't know what the typical thing is that happens when something like this happens, but the son has been given no information. It was never even reported that there was a possible sighting. None of this was reported. It wasn't reported back to the family members. They weren't told about, at least Gregory's son wasn't told about any of it. I sent him the 911 call. I sent him the document from Iredell County. I sent him the document from Davie County. He knew none of this.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm wondering, you know, did they provide this stuff to Cynthia's daughter, to Cynthia's family, as she was the alleged victim of this?
I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter since they were like a week, you know, and the laws in North Carolina is you have to file for separation. You have to actually file separation paperwork, and you have to be separated for a year. And then even if you're married for whatever, both of their both of their estates should be literally combined, because that's how it would be divvied up. I mean, that's just the law in North Carolina. I mean, everything together. So if you're together a year, you know, your spouse is entitled to a year of your retirement. You know, it's odd, but I don't, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's crazy.
So I know his son wants all the information he can get. He was okay with me putting all of this out there. He just wants answers. He also wants it for himself, his own closure, but also because he is the representative of Gregory's estate, and then Cynthia's daughter Brandy is the representative of her estate. And not only that, but you know, I believe the way it works out is that, you know, because of the way Cynthia died, the way it's been classified, her family would have gotten an insurance payout. Gregory's family did not. But just a few days before all of this happened, Gregory's son had given him a couple $1,000s to pay a lawyer for the separation stuff. So, I mean, I feel really bad for his son because you know, he was already out $1,000 that he didn't have, that he loaned to his father. That's one of the main reasons he doesn't think that he did this, because he wouldn't have put him in that kind of a financial spot of not getting paid back.
Right.
And then he had to do a fundraiser to get his father for his funeral services. And
Are you serious?
So I want answers for this young man. I want answers for all of them, but but you know, right now, it's like he is getting the worst of this.
I can imagine.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, having to go through the the terror and the horror of this happening to your parents. But then information being withheld or not given and not knowing the full story.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, the son was essentially raised, like his birth mother was not Cynthia, but he was essentially raised by Cynthia. I believe his mother passed away. So he was raised by her. After all of this happened, her family would not allow him to attend her services.
Sounds like hard feelings in the family.
Well, I mean, that's insane to me. Like,
What?
that doesn't make sense to me.
Broke
Yeah,
my heart.
or they're believing that he did do this to her. Maybe that's why.
But
They're taking
you
it out
know,
on him that they believe the father did it. And even if he did, that part I don't understand. Like, it has nothing to do.
yeah, that makes no
His
sense.
name
Yeah.
is Kendall, but there's no reason to blame, Kendall.
You're
for
right.
Things.
People do crazy things under grief.
It that sounds very wonky to me.
This is a good question here. Can we go back to the abduction? Why did the police think that they were abducted?
That's the strangest part. Under MO on the reports, it says no MO, no motive.
Okay.
And I was like,
I'm like, what?
How is that possible?
So you concluded that, this happened, she expired this at this time, like 2 seconds before, 60 seconds before, and then him after. But let's forget about the pillowcase with the tape. Let's forget about the 2 guns. Let's forget about the shoes that, that are, literally, I don't even know what to say. I mean, but then again, my father-in-law told me that there was some guy who he was pew-pewed and twice in his gut, and the police here in Orange County labeled it as self-exit.
Wow.
I mean, come on now, tell me how with a shotgun too.
They're asking in the comments, was an autopsy done?
Yes, I can't imagine it wouldn't be. It would have to be done.
Yeah, I mean, in my FOIA request, I had requested like all documents related to it, all recordings, like anything you have. I don't know if in Davie County, or actually, I don't know if it would have been Iredell for that, but no, it would have been Davie probably. But I don't know if it would have been a separate FOIA request, but I would have imagined that would have come in with the one I did put in. But one only gave me that one document.
I mean, I don't know because that comes from the medical examiner's office. So you might have to file for a completely separate FOIA request for that. Yeah.
We have 54,000 likes and 156 souls in the room. Keep tapping because the tapping is a clapping, and that's how we get folks in here, which exposes this story so we can figure out what in the hay bale has happened. Carolina Girlie is asking, how did you find this? It was in the FOIA request, correct?
Yeah, so on August 13th, I had put in a FOIA request to Myrtle Beach, and on October, it was either 6th or 8th, they responded. They sent me, it was like 112 different records, and then I went through and one by one and put the dates in so that they would go into chronological order. And that one caught my attention because there was no corresponding written report with it. There was no dash cam footage with it. And then as I listened to it, the beginning was very redacted, which I thought was suspicious because that's typically like where they say what the actual emergency is they're calling about. But then I thought, oh gosh, maybe this was an accident. Maybe this is a completely unrelated thing, and they accidentally sent me this. Because then they're talking about a missing person, and I was like, there's no way this is related. And then as I continued listening and I heard 803 Howard, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that was so specific too, and who made the call to say that his truck was seen there?
Right. There was 2 witnesses, but doesn't say.
Danielle, let me ask you a question. In your FOIA to Myrtle Beach Police Department, Did you request all records pertaining to Solid Rock?
Yeah, I always list off a lot of things. So I list off addresses
Okay.
and people.
Okay, so with Myrtle, this was Myrtle Beach. So did you? It's not Lake County. It's Myrtle Beach.
I specified Howard Rock
Okay.
and 803 Howard.
So someone's asking what specifically did you request in the FOIA, and so this is why it came up. I think because.
And that's a really long time to get those FOIA requests too.
A BU Love official, it was specifically, as you said, for Solid Rock, 803 Howard Avenue.
See, there you go, Miss Van. You were picky.
That's why it came back with, because the address was mentioned, and that's why.
There you go. So something stumbled upon something, and this is all in May. And oh God, okay, what was the name of the church he attended again?
I. James Baptist.
I. James.
Yep.
So it's like the letter I.
Yeah, it's a capital I and then James. Yeah.
Baptist. Okay. So.
Yeah,
I have.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, because I have family members who are pastors. Because the Duttons trace back to Forest City, which is where my sister used to live, and my great grandfather was born. We didn't know that until my sister moved there.
I don't know if you can FOIA a church. I'm sorry, Andy.
No, you're good.
I think you can only FOIA, if I'm not mistaken, you can only FOIA state, county, city, or federal. Oh, the address. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, like I said, any FOIAs that are going to Davie County or Iredell, am I saying it right again?
It's Iredell.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
They're just not giving anything out. Nothing.
It's probably because they've been instructed to. Oh God, oh my God.
One thing I thought was weird though was that it's I. James Baptist, but like some of the news reports, they called it I. James AM. Oh, what is it?
AME.
Yeah, AME, and
That's not.
What African American Methodist
That's correct. Yes. That's correct. Yep.
And those are completely different, and so I was like, wait, do they go back and forth on what it is?
That's a white man.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give people I haven't looked hers up yet, but I just wanted to
He
show that
looks so
picture.
familiar for some reason. I don't know. His face looks familiar. That eyebrow is distinctive. Gregory.
It says Gregory Wayne Gobble, the dog trainer, 59 of Knoxville, North Carolina, passed away unexpectedly on May the 31st. He was a friend to all that knew him and never met a stranger. He was strong in his Christian faith and passed out crosses everywhere he went.
Wow.
That's the thing. There was an outpouring of love and support from the community. I did not see a single negative thing about him.
Well, yeah. I mean, people had if he was a power of attorney for so many people, he was very, very, very trusted. You know. I mean,
Something that.
And according to his son, he didn't have any documented mental illness. And then he did tell me though that more recently, his dad didn't necessarily tell him everything, and more recently his dad had been a little bit down with everything with separating from Cindy,
right?
But that he doesn't know of him having any mental health issues or seeing any professionals. So then that prescription of that antidepressant, I wanted to know who that was prescribed to.
That's so weird. If they were not on medication. And Anne, what if she's diabetic? Okay, so isn't there like depending on the medication, like it's kind of you have to be careful with how you mix that. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, but it can be done, of course, under a physician's care.
I'm just reading through the comments. Everybody says what a great guy he was, great neighbor, great friend. I mean, they're not going to put anything negative on here, but it's just, you know, he seemed to be well liked.
Hey guys,
Hey, Mel.
hey y'all, how y'all doing? Good morning.
Living the dream.
I'm gonna try not to cough because I got a little cough. So they were what made people think that they were abducted? Who
All I know is that there was evidence at the scene when they went there to do the well-being check on Cindy that suggested that she had been taken against her will. They said that one of the main things they found was that she did not have her medicine, her insulin with her. It was
okay. And then the second thing is when you put that FOIA request in, am I understanding that you put it in for any police reports that had anything to do with the church?
I can tell you more specifically. I'll go on my computer right now and see specifically what I had.
I think that's important.
Specifics.
I think that is important.
I write like a paragraph whenever I do a FOIA.
So I do want to say one thing. Anybody who's lived in that area for like an extremely long time, I don't know what it is, but if you look through, people tend to go to that area for some reason when it's not really a joke, but if people would be escaped from a prison or if they're running for something.
Iredell County?
Hold on a minute.
Horry County.
This article says an Ashanti alert was issued for Cynthia.
Because she was a diabetic, and that's how
the Ashanti alert is issued when there is evidence of physical endangerment, abduction, or kidnapping.
I mean, clearly both of them, obviously, probably left under duress. He probably was calm, okay?
But are we? But when they say somebody was abducted, are they indicating that they feel like he was abducted as well, or they say they are saying they feel like he was abducted?
Yes. Yeah, because they basically, said that he poo-pooed her and self-exited himself after that.
I'm talking about okay.
And so that's the way I would think.
The wording is peculiar to me because they said they issued it for her. Because it says an Ashanti alert was issued Thursday for Cynthia. So it sounds like to me they think she was abducted by him.
Yes. I would think to make the narrative fit,
Let's listen to this news clip here and see if this is from May. It wasn't like it was a big secret.
Track says the Mazda CX-50 offers a superior driving experience, distinctive styling, and a cabin that punches far above its segment.
Sorry, I'll try to mute through this. I know y'all ain't car shopping right now. Hold on a minute.
Involved in an Ashanti alert was found dead. The Davie County Sheriff's Office found Gregory and Cynthia Gobble dead this morning in Iredell County. Deputies ordered an Ashanti alert yesterday for Cynthia and described Gregory as a person of interest. An Ashanti alert means investigators suspect an adult was taken or is in danger. Now, they don't suspect any other people are involved in this case. It's not clear how the couple died. We're asking investigators for more information.
Okay.
And I have the FOIA up right now. I requested any information related to Micah Acacia Miller, John Paul Miller, or Allison Williams Miller. Any information related to 2323 Margarita Drive, Unit 513, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 246 Coldwater Circle, 803 Howard Avenue.
So that phone call from the police agency that had gotten the tip is what put that into what you received.
Yeah, and then it also says, please note personal identifying information and or information of a personal nature has been redacted.
Well, yeah, basically, I felt like all I was listening to was a big old beep. I mean, that's the most.
Version.
Who? There has to be some connection because I think JP's name was redacted from that call.
Yeah.
So what is the rule with FOIAs that when they're allowed to redact certain things?
That's how they normally come. Like they're normally redacted. That's the option you choose. You have to select, because when me and Steph were looking at the rules or whatnot, you remember you have to request the unredacted copies.
Are you able to see your request to see if that's in there? If it was a specific redacted or non-redacted request?
I know that I didn't request unredacted.
Yeah, and probably now it's a little too late to get anything.
If it's if you request an unredacted and they tell you no, do they have to give you the reason why? I mean, would they say, yes, certain parts are under investigation still?
Yeah, they always have to give a reason, but they don't necessarily do that. Legally, they are supposed to. You can appeal it. You can appeal any decision to not give it. Like, for instance, our FOIA, part of it is not being fulfilled. They're giving a refund and a portion of the refund, but no explanation on why. And so we put in an appeal.
That's ridiculous.
But I would think that because let's just say if there happened to be an FBI investigation going on and that was a piece of evidence they were using and something they were looking into, I would think they would have just not included that entire call. Because legally they would have had a right. Just say we're not legally they would have had a right to not include the entire call.
Maybe somebody made a mistake and gave it to me accidentally. I'm okay with that.
That was a lot of redacting.
And the truth is too, like you could buy your 911 calls because it's, and own the rights to it.
What? Say that again?
You can so if I called 911, okay, and I didn't want that information being made public, I can basically pay to have it exclusively not released. And they have to honor it. I just found this out this week as well.
Do you have to be connected to the 911 call, or literally can anybody do that?
Well, as much as I know, it has to be connected to you. I'm not saying that the other way around is not that exists, because let's just face it, we have a lot of people look the other way, or they do stuff and they take money. So but yeah, it's really just to you. And I confirmed that with Kristen. I mean, she basically said, yeah, it's very common for you to purchase the rights. A lot of people do it, and rightfully so.
But they're not going to be able to not. The only reason, there's very specific reasons why you do not fulfill a FOIA request.
Exactly.
But that means to use, I don't know, for other reasons, but buying it cannot supersede releasing the information that's allowed to be received.
Well, if they've been purchased and it was purchased for property rights or whatever, yeah, they can. That would be JP having to buy them, and clearly he's not bought those tapes.
Well, they're still making money off it. They charged me. Yeah,
that's ridiculous too.
$420 and then another $40. Even though I paid it immediately, it still took another week for them to actually release the records.
Right.
So $460 for that.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's ridiculous. And CAT gets so upset with that. We're not supposed to be paying for that stuff.
And as far as you know, if a federal investigation is being done and releasing records, they can release some of them because Micah's case is being investigated by the feds, and yet there's a lot of records, 911 calls and whatnot that have been released. So it might be tightening now because of where they are in the investigation, but early on, even though the feds were investigating, there was Foya dumps of records that were coming out, but they were just duplicates of the same thing over and over again. Either way, they were supposed to give an explanation for why they weren't fulfilling it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, an active, ongoing investigation, that works, okay? That works. You know, that's a perfect answer. It's vague enough, and that's understandable, you know? A lot of people make those comments. You know, but if it's closed...
I want to say this. I just want to say this is kind of like the other side.
Thank you.
I don't have like evidence or statistics, but I don't even know how you would find statistics. This is just I think anybody who's been there, lived there a very, very long time, the thing that you notice over the years is that a lot of people that commit crimes or are running to hide from something, it's very common for them to come to Myrtle Beach. And it makes a lot of sense because it's very much a melting pot of vacationers and that type of thing. I'm just putting that out there. So because this is very, very strange. This is very, very coincidental.
That's a shame because it looks like a beautiful place.
To keep in your mind is that it's not uncommon for people that have escaped from prison, for people that are on the run, because they don't stick out. It's not like a community there of that everybody's similar. Everybody from, I mean, all over the world, really. You're not going to stand out.
well, it's transient. You know, it is transient. You know,
just keep that in mind. But it is very still so strange.
Well, you know, here's the problem, Mel. She, you know, they literally, they literally they were abducted like on the 29th. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
Well, now we got to be careful with that because if it specifically says that she was abducted, they believe she was abducted. I think where they were staying. I mean, this is what I think is important. Were they staying there? Like, did they have a hotel room? Did they have a house?
No. They were at the church, and then they were found.
The place that they happened to be staying was like really, really close.
Well, they weren't staying at the church.
No, I mean like sleeping and spending the night.
No, he was seen at the church.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
So I guess my point is if they were staying at, you know, let's just say they had a room in North Myrtle Beach and they go to that church that Sunday, that's very odd. If they were staying in a hotel room, you know, very close on the beach, then it might not be as odd that, you know, he obviously had a pattern of attachment to the church and maybe he knew what he was going to do and decided that he wanted to go to church before anything happened. I think that where he was staying is important. I'm just trying to think of things that I think are important because this is odd. This is odd.
Everything
and it's
about
odd.
this case is
Yeah,
odd.
because they literally shot county.
Was he scheduled to visit Solid Rock Church before this? Do we know about anything? Has anybody from the church, could we reach out to somebody to say, had he planned on going to the church? What was the plans? What do you think about that idea?
That's a great question.
Danielle?
And his schedule for any churches what churches has he been visiting? I think that's important.
Danielle, do you know anything about that, hon?
No.
It's very early. It's only been maybe 2 weeks that this has been looked into, and it's still being looked into. And just as recent as last night, if you don't mind me mentioning, Danielle, Fifth News and Robbie Harvey now want to investigate it. So I guess we're hoping that maybe they'll be able to have more resources to find out, what's going on. But as you had said earlier, if it's a federal investigation or if it's part of a federal investigation, it might be difficult for everyone to get information now. The investigation might be tightening up to where we're not privy to anything now.
Right. But another thing I was thinking of too is those two witnesses might be watching. They might be watching this live. They might be watching YouTube. They might come forward and say what they saw. They might be able to say, hey, did the police ever follow up with them? Or was it all just kind of covered over? And I'm really hoping for that. I'm really hoping whoever those witnesses were, that they say something. I'm really glad you're doing this live stuff. Thank you so much. Last live I did, I think I had 1 viewer. So that thing, right?
So one by one.
You definitely got a lot of attention last night, Danielle. So you got the story out.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
That part's kind of odd to me. I mean, what's the chances of somebody just happened to recognize a missing person? Just
Brenda Lee saying, wasn't the church having odd meetings during the week at that time?
Who knows?
Right, and that's why, I was reaching out to all sorts of different people and asking questions without giving too much about why I was asking it. But, I was reaching out to iPhone Guru and asking him if he had any ring camera footage. I had put in even a Foya for the traffic camera recordings, but they only keep it for something like 30 days, I think. So I couldn't get it that way. And I had been going on to different people's channels and trying to see if there were any lives done on that day. And I didn't come across anything, but also the dates are not always on there. Sometimes it'll say a month ago, 6 months ago, but you can't see the actual date. So that's where some of these roadblocks are coming up. And I had just said, I feel like the only way we are going to get the answers is if we put it out there and everyone starts looking.
Right.
That's Labor Day weekend.
This?
Yeah. So remember, it's at the end of May. Right? That's right?
Yeah.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
But another thing that I thought was weird was that,
And that's it's time.
Memorial Day.
yeah, Memorial Day.
That's very much time.
I would say too, when y'all re-listen to that, when you re-listen to the 911 call, look for some of the words that could be missing actually being the word Solid Rock Church, because I would find it very odd that I don't know that I heard that in the call. I would find it very odd that
Yeah, they did.
I'm sorry. If you're calling in,
They did leave Solid Rock Church.
In the police report, they mentioned it.
Sorry, Mel.
Well, they say the address. They say the address, 802 Howard Avenue. So
They also say Solid Rock Ministries.
Okay.
yeah, so it is.
I was.
That's so interesting.
No, and Steph, I think I want to say.
I wish I could talk to the guy who made the call, don't you? what prompted him? I mean, I know that's where they were last seen. I guess the caller was using it as a point of reference. I just wish I could understand the connection. Was he just visiting that church on Wednesday? Had he ever been to the church before? There are so
Thursday.
many different questions. I think where we're going to find the answers, I don't know. I would be reaching out to the people who left condolences and saying, do you know if there's a connection? Have you seen John Paul Miller before? Has he been to Solid Rock before? I would reach out and start asking questions that way.
One other thing I thought was strange. Okay, so I had gotten basically a Foya dump from Horry County and from Myrtle Beach. Okay, I went through everything. I put it in, format of, I saved it under year, month, day, so that it would go in chronological order. One thing I noticed is that if we exclude May 30th, that 911 call, okay, when I look at it, there was basically a call made to the police every single day in either Horry County or Myrtle Beach. Every single day, John Paul Miller, Micah, somebody associated with them called 911. From May 26th until June 2nd, nothing. But just about every single day in the months before, the month after. When I look at these folders, it's like, every day, just about every single day, and then there's this huge gap, 5/26 and 6/2.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's crazy. What? Oh my gosh.
And it's nearly to a month to the day too. This incident of Micah's incident.
Right over a month, like a day or two right after.
Yeah, because I was reading a Post and Courier article on him. Miss Ann sent it to me. I think it was you, Miss Ann. And it said he actively, there was like 3 or 4 calls typically. I mean, literally, the police department has been his like private security. I mean, they respond to it. I mean, there was that incident at the Little Tokyo. I used to know an owner. It's since been recently sold, but him. They go and check on him on JP, not the actual people who was assaulted. I mean, he popped this guy in the face.
That weirded me out.
I just don't know how shit would escalate to that.
Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that, ma'am. Thank you for that. Yeah, that one weirded me out. I'm like, no, we don't do that. I mean, in my opinion, here's my opinion. I feel like JP probably made a threat to his own life, maybe. And that was more of a wellness check to check on him to make sure, because otherwise, why would you go check on someone who assaulted someone to make sure that they're okay? That was just a little overboard for me. I think they really gave themselves away as far as good old boy mentality with that call. And he's not even a police officer, JP's not, but he's got some kind of hold or connection,
well, to be honest with you,
a strong one.
I don't know what it is, but I'm going to tell you right now, it really pisses me off because, living here, and to think of all the times that I had to, we've had to call the police or whatever, and to know that he was calling 3 or 4 times a day, and they were having to go out there and deal with stuff is, it's too much. I know people who have they're cray-cray and they had done that. And the Horry County Police Department said, do not call us again. If you do, we are pressing charges.
Right.
Who's Jerry Savelle, Jonette? 2 weeks before Micah, I read he just found out corruption at Solid Mock.
Famous evangelist.
Yes, he's from Louisiana. You Miss Ann?
He also, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure, but he was involved in the African missions, Solid Rock, and according to the rumor or speculation, he was not happy with what he saw and said a few things and then suspiciously passed away 2 weeks before Micah.
Yeah.
There's also another pastor named Pastor Nick Elliott, who also passed away a week before Micah.
What?
And then also there were some people associated with Gregory Gobble and I James Baptist Church who also passed away around the same time that all this was happening, and unexpectedly. I kept finding obituaries for all these unexpected
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these things are still being looked into.
Oh my gosh.
So, that's why they haven't been mentioned yet. But this one, at least, that Danielle's bringing to everybody, had a direct connection to Solid Rock, where we could hear it, in the 911 call. So it was okay for her to bring that forward. But Nick Elliott is still being looked into. Jerry Savelle is being still looked into. This one just brought up. Okay, somebody's background.
That's me. Sorry.
Okay. Other deaths are being looked into. I mean, somebody's even brought to me Rasheem Carter, and we're looking into him as well.
Yeah, where was he located again, Miss Ann?
He's the one in Louisiana. He's the one. You might be thinking of him. And there's some sort of connection to Hanco Construction Company.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
My head is spinning.
Miss Ann.
Hanco Construction
Wait a
Company.
minute, Andy. I'm sorry, Andy. Miss Ann. So, what was the connection to Hanco?
To what the young man Rasheem Carter. And again, this is not my investigating. This is someone else's, and this is what they found. That there's some sort of connection to Hanco Construction. So, again, we all have to remember that, as JP puts it, we're just super sleuths on the internet. If we know this right now, the federal investigators are 10 steps ahead of us.
Oh yeah, probably even more.
They already know. They've already put it together. That's why it's taking so long. We have to be patient.
I mean, yeah, this is like so many. This is a lot. I mean, this is a lot.
Yeah.
They all need to go to jail. Gosh. I mean, I'm just gonna start arresting people. Like seriously.
How is JP connected to the construction company?
Yes, I was about to say that. Yes, go ahead, Ann.
Hanco Construction Company is owned by the Hanna family, and Kirk Hanna is JP's best friend.
But they left the church, okay? They did leave the church.
They're the one that sold JP's house to him for El Cheapo $30,000 or whatever it was.
2020,
Yeah.
that's right.
And guess what? If you look him up on the LLR, nobody has a contractor's license. It was expired. He also got popped. He also got popped for doing inspections for the county and putting fake stickers on it. Like,
That's bad.
okay, I can't even begin to like even discuss the level of stupid. But there is also, and I sent this to Mel yesterday. There's also a Facebook page, and they talk about Joe Hanna. Okay, Justice for Joe Hanna. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look into it. But this, she pushed out like 3 videos, or somebody came and pushed out 3 videos. Oh my gosh, I can't. I mean, I live here, and that's like, it's just so overwhelming.
You know what? Okay. It doesn't reflect on the people that listen. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. There's a lot of human trafficking in Fort Lauderdale, but I don't let that reflect on me. Okay, this doesn't reflect on the good people and the law-abiding citizens of that area who have nothing to do with this. We feel sorry for you. I know I feel very sorry that all of you have to live amongst all of this. And you know what? To be fair, maybe you guys need to be free of it. And so I
totally agree. Yes, ma'am, I totally agree. I mean, it will feel much better, but the problem is like, because they never brought white collar business in you know, everything was transient and tourism, hospitality, this, that, and third. And, you know, there's millions and millions of dollars that have been funneled through the chamber, you know, the FFA, you know, federal stuff for the airport. I mean, there's a lot of money, you know. It's an embarrassment. I mean, to know that they've just been so much money. I can't even, it's just crazy.
Right, and that's the reason why the feds had to get involved, because it's over the heads of the local government. We just have to have faith in them and God that it's going to be done. It's been done before. It's not like it can't be done again.
Right.
So we just have to believe that's it.
Yep. You know, I mean, I understand that. It's just like, you know, this is just like mouth dropping. I mean, and I don't get shocked very often, but when I do, I have to take about an hour to like process stuff, and it's crazy. I mean, this is just insane.
Well, this is me and the girls that work on this. This is morning, noon, night, holidays, weekends. It's Steph's shaking her head. Yes, this is constant. And when I tell you,
it is.
A lot of information comes in via email or text or social media, and some of it we have to sift through that cannot be confirmed. And that's why a lot of this was not brought up, because we don't want to accuse or even assume anything against someone, you know, if it hasn't been confirmed. That's irresponsible. You know, even if the Hannah family or Hanco is involved with anything, that doesn't necessarily mean JP Miller is. You'll never find me sticking up for JP Miller. But I had to be fair. It doesn't necessarily mean he has involved. Somebody's got a background going on that is just super loud.
Hey, I'm gonna drop down. I'm sorry, y'all.
Okay,
It's okay, Andy. I know this is, you know, some people are at work and whatnot, and I totally get that. And I appreciate you coming up on the panel and giving your time.
Okay.
Thank you for sending that donut, Gwen. Thank you guys who have been sending the gifts along the way. I've been seeing you and appreciating you. I'm just speechless in all of this. I literally got a pain in the back of my head. I'm like, there's so many connections. I don't think that we'll ever be able to find them all, but we've got to find the important ones here.
Right.
It just seems like JP pops up in mysterious situations. Very peculiar here.
Well, you know how they say you are the company you keep. So it might be possible he just has friends who do, you know, naughty things. And because of the situation he's in right now, it just doesn't look good. Right. Again, I'm not in the habit of defending him, but to be fair, we don't really know. Okay, now in this 911 call that Danielle has, yes, there's mention of Solid Rock, so we can mention JP. But in all that other stuff, we really don't know. So that's why it hasn't come forward, you know, as of yet. Who knows what the feds will say when they finally speak out.
Right.
I look forward to that day.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
One thing I noticed too in the video and the 911 recording is that they often refer to Cynthia as missing white female. At one point, they mention his estranged wife. That, when they say that I immediately thought, are they talking about Micah?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's okay. Interesting. Yeah, and we've been talking about a possible connection to JP, but do they have any connection to Micah? Did the wife, was she a friend of Micah's? Had they, I mean, there's 1,000 questions going around in my head. I just want to know the history between these churches. Because it could be, I'm just going to put it out there. It could be a random connection. It could be that they happened to just visit that church on a Wednesday that wasn't having services on Wednesdays. There could be, right?
No, they went on the Thursday.
Somebody in the comments said that they were seen he was seen on Wednesday at Solid Rock.
Well, the 911 call is from May 30th, and that's the Thursday.
Right.
So even more strange on a Thursday.
Somehow they got from Mocksville to Myrtle Beach in an out like a few hours. I mean, she went over there for dinner. I don't know what time, but all I know is that the police went to her house on the 29th. That was the Wednesday, and they issued the Ashanti alert. I think it was 10 p.m. that night.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. That's right.
Mm.
Right.
But originally, like the different news reports I had listened to, the first ones were saying that they were both believed to be missing, having been taken against their will, and then later it turned into that Gregory was a person of interest.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, so many questions. This is going to be one of the new things that I try to look into. And, you know, maybe I'll try to reach out to somebody that knows them personally that would like to speak privately. They can remain anonymous. I think talking and making connection is what we need to do to figure out. And for that to be so redacted too, for me, on a case that is essentially over, so they know what happened. The couple passed away. They've been buried. You know, for that to be so redacted after the fact, where other than like addresses and stuff, they have to, right? But what would be the purpose for the redaction of the rest of the information if the case has already been solved and we've moved on and there's no secrets and we know what happened? Do you see where I'm going with that? That's very odd.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And that's what investigating and digging will do. Will bring more clarity. This is very, very much in the infancy stages of coming out. Mm-hmm. And trust me when I tell you, Danielle is on this. She's all over it like white on rice.
That's amazing.
She is very good.
Awesome. Yes, that's amazing. And I appreciate the information. I'm usually on a daily basis, I'm pulled in a lot of different directions on a lot of different cases and talk to a lot of different people. And so I appreciate the hard work and dedication that this is taking from you guys who want to be a voice for Micah to find out the truth. I think it's amazing.
And I do agree. BU Love Official had said, and this is for you, Danielle, there should be a question. Maybe you should ask Myrtle Beach why it's so heavily redacted, and maybe ask for an unredacted version if that's possible. Who knows?
Even if they can give you an unredacted transcript, ask for a transcript, right, because we can fill in the blanks there if we just know, you know, for sure what he's saying.
Right.
Right, exactly. Even a little more information, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I did put in a FOIA request for everything they have on that date, on 5/30/2024, because my thing is, where is the written report? Where's the outcome of, did the Myrtle Beach Police Department even go there?
Right.
Because there's no documentation that they did go there. And Steph, just so that you are aware, I spoke with Kendall this morning, and I spoke to him like last night and this morning, and he is okay with people contacting him. Mm-hmm. But Brandy, Cynthia's daughter, when she had been reached out to, she gave information for her attorney.
Right. That's right.
Interesting.
Well, and I think that has to do with with Cynthia's estate suing Gregory's estate, maybe.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And do you know they were there? They were still legally married, though, right?
Yes.
So it's so oddly to me that it's estate versus estate, where in Micah's case it was, you know, one estate no matter what. it's interesting that it's a versus kind of thing, because at the end of the day, we're going to see South Carolina ruled that they were married, obviously, and it's one combined estate.
Is it different in North Carolina?
Oh, it may be. Yeah, I can't forget we're jumping state lines. It may be.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, we've all gotten used to what South Carolina does, but other than Robinson County, I'm not familiar with what North Carolina does.
Cynthia was the owner of the house. I do remember reading that, right, Danielle? That she's really the breadwinner. And,
her first husband owned that house, and then he died, and so it became her house. And there had recently been a court ruling that Cynthia had all the rights to the property. But what's weird is that she moved out of it. She moved in with her daughter Brandy, and then Gregory was living in that house. I think it was 246 Country Lane.
Yeah.
How and why did Eric pop up in one of the groups? I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, sorry, it was 348 Country Lane. Sorry, 348.
I'm answering for you, Steph. Let me answer. She just wanted to know about Eric V. And to be, and I think Steph heard this too. It's a rumor. I don't know if Steph's seen it, that he had apologized. So, we're not going to give him a hard time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you did see it. Okay, so if he's apologizing, we should just let it be with Eric.
Well, friends, I'm going to get off here, go have some lunch, and ponder what has happened.
Steph, you're not going to have any wine?
I might need a shot. It's 5 o'clock in my head right now.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Courtney wants us to wait for 75,000 likes because we're so close. So y'all type and get us over to 75. Make Courtney happy.
I'm typing. Let's tap everyone.
I'm trying to. I've been talking with Morgan, the Bradley. I cannot say his name. Strassner. I hope I'm saying that right. If you're following that case, she's looking for her ex-husband. I'm trying to see if she can get on or come on the live show for tomorrow night. I'm trying to book a guest. TikTok wants me to book guests, but I don't know who to book. I mean, I'm asking everybody. Be like, well, I'm busy. I'm like, who am I going to book? Who am I? Oprah? Anyway, so I'm trying to work that out. Otherwise, we'll just be hanging out tomorrow night during our late show, Steph Case Files After Dark, starting at 10 p.m. until midnight every Saturday. We hit the 78,000. Thank you guys so much. You've made Courtney's day there. I appreciate you taking the time to come in here. You know I love each and every one of you very, very much, and you're making my dreams come true right before my eyes. Remember that you can follow me on any social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. Find me especially on the YouTube. This live will be posted on YouTube, and because I want to get the video out there. And I'm going to be doing a video on this 911 call so we can break it down part by part, and we're going to still kind of work on filling in the blanks and finding any connections. Thank you, panel, for coming up. I really appreciate you all. You all throw them some roses and love and flowers, and especially Danielle there. So Danielle, what happens is you got to go to your account and put in like your PayPal info or whatever, and then they cash out every Wednesday, and they'll send you some money in exchange for your coins there. So make sure you do that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Right on. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Danielle.
It's good to see you, Panther. Panther, you've come in right on the tail end, honey. I'm leaving. But I do love you. Anyway, y'all have a great Friday. Remember that it's a beautiful world. You just have to look for the beautiful ones, okay? I love each and every one of you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Danielle.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.